AnnyeongBuzz. Welcome back to the channel where we dive deep into everything K-pop, from the biggest headlines to the sweetest interactions that fans can't stop talking about. And today we've got a story that's literally breaking the internet. J-Hope from BTS and Sana from TWICE finally appearing together on Sana's Fridge interview. Yes, you heard that right. Hobi and Sana in one room, one camera, and a whole lot of chemistry. This episode went viral faster than anyone expected, hitting almost 2 million views in less than 24 hours. But what actually happened during this interview that made everyone go crazy? Let's talk about it. And of course, I want to hear what you think too. Okay, first of all, can we talk about that opening moment? Sana asked if she could call J-Hope Oppa. The second she said that, you could literally feel the tension. The cute kind, not awkward. J-Hope's reaction was priceless. He kind of froze, smiled shyly, and you could see him trying to hold back laughter. It's that classic Hobi charm, all sunshine, but when he's flustered, it's adorable. Honestly, who wouldn't get nervous if Sana from TWICE suddenly called you Oppa? That moment alone had fans clipping and sharing it all over social media. Twitter, TikTok, you name it. The Oppa scene is everywhere. Then, J-Hope mentioned that he used to watch TWICE videos during his military service. Now, that's interesting. Military service is tough, and having TWICE songs as part of your motivation playlist? That's just peak relatable energy. Fans loved that he admitted it so openly because it shows how idols also find comfort in each other's music. It's such a wholesome moment that reminds us that beyond the fame, they're still just people who admire each other's work. And then there's the nostalgic part, when they talked about their old photo together from years ago. J-Hope remembered exactly what Sana was wearing that day. That's some impressive memory, right? Like, he didn't even hesitate. Fans immediately started calling him the attentive sunbae. But it also shows how much respect and fondness he has for TWICE as a group. I think this is one of the reasons why this episode feels so refreshing. It's not about fan service, it's about two professionals with mutual admiration and genuine warmth. Then came the funniest part, when Sana challenged J-Hope to introduce himself in a sexy way to match the vibe of his new song, Killin' It Girl. You could literally see Hobi malfunctioning. He laughed, blushed, and tried to play along but couldn't keep a straight face. This was gold for ARMY and Once alike. It's rare to see J-Hope out of his comfort zone like that. Usually, he's the one making others laugh. But here, Sana totally flipped the table, and it wasn't forced. It felt so natural and playful, which made it even better. But hold up. Things got even more interesting when Sana started asking about his ideal type. That's always the question fans secretly wait for, right? And the way she asked it was bold but still fun. When she tried to imitate the type of personality he described, she accidentally had this little blooper. The chair stuck to her outfit. Both of them just burst into laughter, and the vibe instantly turned chaotic in the best way. That's the kind of authenticity fans love. It's unscripted, unpredictable, and full of real reactions. And here's something many fans might not know. Sana mentioned that she actually considers J-Hope as her senior in the industry because he once auditioned for JYP before debuting with BTS. Can you imagine if he had actually joined JYP back then? We might have seen him in a totally different group. He even mentioned remembering other trainees from that time, like Jonghyun from TWICE. It's such a small world moment. The K-pop industry can seem huge, but moments like this remind us how interconnected everyone actually is. At this point, the interview started to feel less like a promo and more like two old friends catching up. Sana's curiosity and J-Hope's sincerity made such a natural balance. I think that's why this show works so well. It's not a formal talk show. It feels like a cozy chat in your living room. You could tell both of them were comfortable and genuinely having fun. And speaking of comfort, there was this sweet moment when Sana said she always looks forward to hearing BTS shout ARMY whenever they win awards. You could see J-Hope's eyes soften when she said that. Like he was genuinely touched that another idol pays attention to those small details. That, to me, is what makes this episode so special. It's not just two idols talking, it's about appreciation across groups, across fandoms. TWICE and BTS rarely interact publicly, So this felt like a treat for both fandoms. It's like a reminder that even though they come from different labels, they share the same love for performing and connecting with fans. But you know what really stood out? When Sana said she admired how J-Hope still has the same passion and energy as when he debuted, and he responded so humbly, acknowledging that it's not always easy, but his fans keep him going. That's the kind of answer that reminds you why J-Hope is loved not only as an artist, but as a person. His humility is real, and paired with Sana's bright, warm personality, the chemistry between them just clicked naturally. Now, let's talk about that one line J-Hope said. "It's rare for BTS and Twice to interact." That's so true. We barely see cross-group interviews like this anymore. It's such a refreshing change of pace. Honestly, I think the K-pop industry needs more of this. Idols talking casually, laughing together, showing mutual respect without pressure. What do you guys think? Would you like to see more BTS and Twice moments like this? Or even other groups crossing paths in shows like this? Because I feel like fans from both sides would totally support that. Imagine if Sana's next guest was someone like Jungkook or V. The internet would explode again. Anyway, by this point in the interview, you could really feel the atmosphere shifting from fun to something more meaningful. They weren't just promoting music, they were connecting as artists who've both grown so much. And that's something you can't fake. What really impressed me was how the conversation moved deeper toward personal reflections. J-Hope talked a bit about his creative process for Killin' It Girl. He said the song represents a confident energy, not necessarily about romance, but about celebrating one's power and self-assurance. And when Sana asked if the song was inspired by anyone, J-Hope smiled that cheeky smile and said, "Maybe by people like you, strong, beautiful, and full of energy." The audience went wild. It wasn't flirty, it was empowering. That's what makes J-Hope special. He can make a compliment sound inspiring instead of cheesy. Sana responded with that classic Twice laugh, and you could see she was genuinely touched. She said she's always admired how J-Hope brings joy to everything he does, both on and off stage. And that's when J-Hope turned it around, saying that Twice has always been an inspiration for their consistent positivity and teamwork. You could feel mutual respect. Not competition, not awkwardness, just pure admiration between two artists who've walked similar paths. And you know what else made the interview shine? Their subtle teasing. When Sana asked J-Hope to teach her the Killin' It Girl dance move, he hesitated at first, but then gave in. The two of them dancing together was pure gold. Fans immediately started calling it the Sunshine Duo moment. Sana tried to copy his moves, but ended up making it cuter than intended. And J-Hope couldn't stop laughing. It felt so authentic, so unplanned, and that's exactly the kind of chemistry people crave in variety shows. Let's also appreciate how professional Sana was as a host. She balanced humor, curiosity, and warmth perfectly. She never overshadowed J-Hope's promotion, but she also didn't let the conversation feel stiff or one-sided. That's a rare talent, honestly. And J-Hope, he's naturally charismatic, but you could tell he genuinely enjoyed being there. Sometimes interviews can feel forced, but this one flowed like a genuine hangout. Now, I have to say, one of my favorite parts came when they started talking about fan culture. Sana mentioned how amazed she is by ARMY's creativity, the fan edits, the banners, the projects, and J-Hope agreed, saying that Twice's Once fandom shares that same passion. He even said something that really hit me. At the end of the day, fans are the reason we get to do what we love, so we should never take them for granted. That statement alone deserves to be framed. You could feel how sincere he was when he said it. The interview wrapped up with a segment where they shared messages for each other's fans. Sana thanked ARMY for always showing kindness to Twice members, especially during collaborations or award shows. And J-Hope thanked Once for their endless positivity. I love that energy. No fan wars, no rivalry, just pure appreciation. This is exactly the kind of unity K-pop needs more of. Now here's where I want your thoughts, Buzz fam. Watching J-Hope and Sana together, do you think there's potential for a future collaboration? Maybe not a love song, but imagine a special stage where Twice and J-Hope perform a medley or a remix. That would break the internet. I feel like this interview might be a hint at something bigger. Or maybe it's just a beautiful one-time crossover. Either way, it's memorable. Also, Can we talk about the impact this episode made online? In less than a day, it hit millions of views, thousands of reaction videos popped up, and fans flooded social media with clips, memes, and even fan art. It's insane how one genuine conversation between two idols can create such massive waves in the K-pop community. That shows you the power of authenticity. People are craving real interactions like this. Not over-edited, not scripted, but human moments. And here's a thought. I think this episode will inspire other idols to do more open, friendly talk shows. Sana has really set the bar high for idol-hosted programs. She's confident yet approachable, and having guests like J-Hope only elevates the show's appeal. If J-Hope felt comfortable enough to be his goofy, genuine self, that's a big win for the format. I can totally see other idols lining up to be next. Before we wrap this up, I want to hear from you guys. What was your favorite moment from this interview? Was it the Oppa scene, the sexy introduction challenge, or the chair incident? Or maybe when they talked about their trainee days? Drop your answers in the comments because I love reading your takes, especially when you notice small details I might have missed. And let's be honest, everyone's replaying that one scene at least 10 times. For me, this episode wasn't just about laughter. It was about connection, nostalgia, and respect. It reminded us that even though idols come from different worlds, they all share the same dreams, struggles, and joy of performing. Sana and J-Hope showed us that behind the glamour, they're just two artists having an honest, fun chat. And that's what makes it unforgettable. And with that, Buzz fam, we've reached the end of today's deep dive. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and tell me which K-pop interactions you want me to cover next. This is AnnyeongBuzz, signing off with one question for you. Who should appear next on Sana's Fridge interview? Let's discuss it in the comments. Until next time, keep buzzing with love for K-pop.